Hello friends, this is Big Daddy Cass. I'm back with another short story. I'm going to take a couple of breaks while I read this to you to clear my throat and have a smoke, but I hope you'll bear with me. My story is called The Landlord Lives in the Basement, and believe it or not, it's a true story. Being a landlord can make anyone turn old and gray. I've been a landlord for just a few years, and I think I've aged 25 years or more. I've got to be God, the judge, and the jury. I've got to be the father, the grandfather, the bishop, the pastor, and the priest. I've got bottoms to wipe, teardrops to blot, fights to referee. The whole life of a landlord is a menagerie. When the lives of all my renters have been mended, my day's not through. It's just begun. Now I have holes in the walls to repair, doors to fix, toilets, phones, and TVs too. Hold on, that's not it yet. I still have the lawns to mow, trees to prune, fences to repair, and last but not least, weeds to pull. Now after all this, I'm damn lucky if I can even collect the rent. When you own your own building, when the building owns you, you've got to be all things at all times to all your renters. It's a sin if you get sick or be tired. And if you run out of steam, you can't be fired. Being the landlord is really a bitch. Don't get me wrong, it has its rewards. It's just that I haven't been able to find out what they are yet. All I know is that when things go wrong, they all go see the landlord. He lives in the basement. Why is it when I have something wrong, I have to call and see me? I've got to love them, understand them, reprimand them, and command them. I'll do all these things if you'll call me in my apartment downstairs. You see, I'm the master of my domain. And being the master means I do all the work. Anyway, go see the master, he'll know what to do. The tenants are fighting in 4222. Hey landlord, the drains are backing up in 4216. My husband came home drunk last night and beat me up in 4218. There's a fire in the kitchen in 4220. Hey, that's where I live. I even have my own problems to fix. When I started landlording in the year 1999, I thought this will be great. Most of the rent I collect will be mine. If I buy only fourplexes, I can live in one free, and I'll make all my tenants part of my family. Wow, was I ever mistaken. What I bought was hard work, disappointment, and misery, and a tenant family that would redirect my destiny. I can tell you stories that you wouldn't believe about being the owner and manager of rental property. There are times when your tenants are out of work and you have to create jobs so that they can survive. Then there's the time when you get woke up at 2 in the morning. The police cars are all over the place. Your renter's son has just robbed the corner convenience store. You get a call early in the morning from a tenant next door telling you that her baby is due and nobody in the house knows what to do. Then there are the calls that you get from your neighbors telling you that your renters are partying too late and too loud. Oh, there's the call that comes from Timbuktu. My car's broken down. I need you. I can go on and it never ends. Whether I take it with a grain or lose my mind, that depends. Time for me to take a drag on my cigarette. And would Would you believe it? It's gone out. I'll have to light it again. Believe it or not, I have to go take a shower pretty quick and get ready to meet a renter. I've got a lady coming to look at one of the apartments this morning. Okay, let's continue. Go see the landlord. He lives in the basement right down the stairs. He's the nicest landlord. He'll fix anything because he really cares. Now let me tell you about the bimbos you inherit when you buy property. I had a couple that was really misfits to our society. There was Don Dean. In the Don Dean situation, it was really a joke. He was my first eviction, and you can believe me, it was far from being sweet. I asked this man to get out, and you could really feel the heat. He said he'd stay for as long as he pleased, and there was nothing I could do. The law protects the renter, and the landlord can go to hell. So I had the Board of Health close down his unit, and I moved his shit out in the street. He swore that he'd make my life miserable, and that I'd be sorry we ever met. That was 3 years ago, and this man is still a threat. Have I lost you yet? Okay, the next one was a lady, and I won't mention her name, but she was a real conniver and knew how to play the game. She had lived in her unit for the past 6 months free, and figured she could get another 6 months by pulling the con on me. I told her right up front she had to bring the rent up to date, and if she refused, she'd have to vacate. She just laughed at me as I walked out the door, and I heard her say, "Old man, I'll live here as long as I please. You can't get rid of me, just try and you'll see." Well, that night she had a party, I guess to celebrate what she thought was a victory. I had her place raided at 3 o'clock that morning, and now she's got a new home. And I guess you could say it's rent-free. Now there's a moral to this story, and if you want to find out more, the landlord lives in the basement, so just knock on his door. What's the fool's name? Why, it's Big Daddy Cash. Hope you enjoyed the story. My videos will get better, I promise. Have a good day. This is Big Daddy Cash signing off.